Hello, my name is Elizabeth Huffaker. I teach Pre-AP Pre-Calculus at Springwoods High School in Houston, Texas. My first year teaching the course, I didn't have a really strong understanding of the goals and the context of a Pre-AP Pre-Calculus student. So the first year I spent a lot of hours poring over textbooks, backwards planning all my lessons in great detail, and talking a lot to my juniors and seniors about their stories. There were definitely some really good things to come out of that first year. There are now twice as many students in calculus in my high school than there were the year before. However, I also received a pretty big wake-up call at the beginning of my second year when it turned out a lot of my students were not doing as well in calculus as I'd hoped they would. A big reason for that is that they were not yet independently successful learners. Under my guidance, they were pretty, well able to figure out their unit circle, but they lacked the habits to succeed at a college-level course. So I had to think pretty deeply about what the intention of my class was. I'm pretty lucky in that I don't have an end-of-course test, which gives me both the freedom and I think the responsibility to do everything required, including moving outside of the nitty-gritty of the pre-calculus class, to make sure my students are prepared on day one for that college-level course. So when I came up with my vision this year, I thought of 8 areas along 2 different domains of really high need and high room for improvement. On the academic or the calculus-ready side, there's a big focus on the fundamentals and the problem solving involved in algebra and graphing skills, precise communication, and modeling. Then on the mindsets or the AP-ready side, the focus is on responsibility, college-ready student skills, critical engagement, both with the math and the world around them, and that internal motivation and drive. So every unit I plan, I'm going to be thinking about those 8 areas, and at the end of the unit, students reflect on and set goals with respect to their progress there. An example of a change in instruction from last year to this year might be instead of giving them a carefully aligned review, they would have to create a concept map, so they're always thinking instead of just doing. Student buy-in to this increased responsibility is key. They have to believe that that extra workload and the success that it's going to bring is vital. So we talk a lot about why math is important. It's not just as a stepping stone to a future STEM career, though that could be part of it, but also in terms of the analytic skills that they're building and the way that they show grit when they solve problems and the questions that they ask when we critically apply math to real-world issues. Those are all going to transcend the course. We live in a society and actually in a school system where narratives about people are increasingly created by sifting through massive amounts of data and distilling them into charts and infographics. So regardless of the field a student of mine chooses, there's going to be someone analyzing data and creating models and developing technology that's going to have a huge impact on their lives. So I want my students to be capable of understanding and responding and empowered to create change based on that math.